Hey everyone, Adam here from Bullogic. Want to go through a trade review with you on a trade I took today, RMBS. The stock was gapping up this morning. They had positive news from a judge ruling that they're going to, something good is going to happen in a patent case. Either way, they were gapping up on good volume. As you see, they opened up here in the 529 level. I like to keep all these stocks on watch that are going to gap up on good volume. I make sure I post them to Twitter in the morning, so make sure you follow us at Bullogic. I post every stock that I'm watching for our morning gap ups on Twitter. That way you can get an idea of what to watch and you don't have to search around everywhere throughout the marketplace. You already have your list ready to go. After I get my list, I pull up a 2-minute chart like this one here, and we see in the morning we got the gap up, and it washed out a little bit, and then came back up, and then it started just to move sideways for 6 or 8 minutes. This is a 2-minute chart, so it's about 6 or 8 minutes. So I consider this a flag. We get our big run up. Here's a flagpole, and then we start to flag off, start to consolidate. So I'm looking at a buy-in of over 540 right when we break that flag, and that's exactly what happened. Couple of candles later, we got that big breakout. I was in at 540. The stock ran up and it flagged off again a little bit. I was still holding it. It ran up some more. About 575, I went ahead and ditched half my shares. That was good for about 6.5%. And then it just continued to run up. And I always tell this in my videos. I'm always hinting on this over and over. Make sure you scale out of your positions. You want to scale out of winning positions. That way you're protecting your profit and you're making sure that you're reducing your risk because you're going to move your stop up to your buy-in. I moved mine up to 540. As soon as I scaled that half, I moved it up. Make sure you scale out. That way you're protecting that profit. You don't have to worry, oh, did I close it too soon? Did I close it too late? Am I going to miss the big run? Is it too early? I don't know. Well, this way you're going to make sure that you're still in the trade with half your position and you already got half collecting the profit. That's the best of both worlds. This is how you build your portfolio up. And it's how you can nail these epic trades because you're still in. You don't have to worry, did I sell too soon? Did I hold on too long? Because you already took some of your profit and you still got half the shares to find out. And as we found out, the stock kept going. So we kept putting in more green candles, and I actually sold out the last half at 583 right here. That was good for 8% on those shares. Not bad. I could have held out a little bit more for the gain. I didn't, just because there's so many green candles here. There was only a couple of reds, but all these green candles, I figured sooner or later this thing's going to come down pretty hard, just because it ran up pretty quick. And 8% in the morning before 10 a.m. or before the morning hour, I'm doing pretty good. So I went ahead and just took out that last half shares at 583. Another reason I sold out is because looking on the daily chart, we have the 200-day moving average at 593. I could have went ahead and held it a little bit longer, try to get it up into that 200-day moving average. I knew that was going to be strong resistance. I decided not to do that again. I just sold it off at that 583 because that was a pretty good gain. Look at that volume that came in. This stock is definitely going to be on watch for a continuation run and another break of that 200-day moving average. I actually decided to short this thing after I got out of my longs. I decided to short this thing on this pullback here because I knew that the stock had just creeped through the 200-day moving average. It was now pulling back. I wanted to short it at 584. Is when I entered my short. I thought this stock was going to tank. It was primed. It was looking like it was going to tank. It actually flagged out a little bit. And when it started to flag out and this 20-day moving average was starting to push up higher, I knew that there's a good chance that this could bounce. So I actually got back out at 584 for a flat trade. And again, it did move higher and it did push all the way into the 610s. So I did miss some profit on the run up. I could have held all the way up to 610. The stock never did set up for a short. I give myself a B plus all in all, just because I think my scale outs were good. The entry I think was perfect, and the short was a waste of commissions. But hey, you don't know until you try, and that's what a tight stop does for you. Make sure you keep your risk low. I was aware that the stock was setting up for a bounce off the 20-day moving average. That's one of the patterns we look for on a daily chart, so it also works on an intraday chart. So I did get out of my short flat, and I got to keep the gains from my long setup. is a perfect example of a news breakout. So definitely you want to keep those news plays on watch. Again, I post all my news stocks on Twitter in the morning right before the market opens. That way you can get the charts up and going and you can see what is setting up intraday. All right, everyone, if you have any questions, please let us know. If not, we'll see you next time.